Hello, friend, and welcome to Uplift Wellness. My name is Izzy. Thank you so very much for joining me in today's practice. Today, our restorative yoga practice honors the new moon as it passes through the Capricorn zodiac. For those unfamiliar, Capricorn is an earth sign represented by a sea goat. The colors associated are greens, browns, and grays, and the energetic qualities associated with this sign are hardworking, aspirational, and high expectations. We're going to honor all of that today by coming into a state of rest. You are going to want a bolster, a blanket and towel, and a couple of blocks. So when you're ready, gather all of your props together, roll out your mat, hit play on your favorite music, and let's begin. We are going to start today's practice in a kneeling position. And I'm going to take one of my yoga blocks and place that underneath my hips and between my feet, just to give me a little bit of support. I'm also going to take my towel and I'm going to place it underneath my knees, just to create a little bit of support. Once you come into this shape, go ahead and rest your palms down on your lap and let them face up towards the sky. And then allow your eyes to close. Just allow your brain and body to settle. Allow your heartbeat to slow. And just notice how it feels to come into this space. If you have a lot of Capricorn energy, if you're working hard, aspirational, and full of expectations, maybe this is a good time to let some of that go. Take a full breath in through the nose and let it out with an audible sigh. Take another full breath in. Sigh it out the mouth. One more full breath in. And open mouth sigh. And I want you to consider your aspirations. Specifically consider who you aspire to be. You might imagine that person in your mind. Maybe they're represented by another figure, or maybe they're represented by something else entirely. And as you think about this individual that you aspire to become, I want you to think about and imagine what qualities this person has. What qualities make them so aspirational? And then I want you to consider what actions or rituals or habits they perform on a regular basis that help them to cultivate these qualities and that inspire you to set this goal of aspiration. Maybe they go to bed early and wake up early. Maybe they limit the amount of time they spend on their phone, scrolling social media. Maybe they listen deeply and with intention to the people that are speaking to them. Maybe they eat in a certain way or live in a certain way. Just consider these actions, rituals, and habits. And then I want you to consider how you feel as you imagine this person that you aspire to become. How do they make you feel? Do they make you feel calm and joyful? Do they make you feel stressed and anxious? Do they make you feel angry and envious? How does this person you aspire to become make you feel? And then I want you to consider why you feel that way. And then as you consider the qualities that this person inhabits, the actions that they move through, the way they make you feel and why you feel that way, I want you to ask yourself if this is really what you want. And if this is really what you want, I want you to look inside and notice what sacrifices are going to need to be made in order to become this person. What shadows do you need to illuminate? What limiting beliefs do you need to change? And I want you to consider one simple, actionable step that you can take to become more like this aspirational person. Perhaps it's as simple as smiling to every person that you pass on the street. Perhaps it's as simple as setting timers for the apps on your phone. Perhaps it's as simple as moving your alarms back 5 minutes or refusing to hit the snooze button. Pick one actionable step that you can take. And then I want you to repeat out loud or in your mind, I commit to performing this action every day. I commit to performing this action every day. I commit to performing this action every day. And we'll seal this intention by bringing the hands to the heart and taking a full breath in and a full breath out. And another breath in and another breath out. And one more breath in and one more breath out. And I want you to look one last time on this person that you aspire to become. And I want you to know that in order to become that person, you need to be performing and embodying all of the qualities and actions that they contain. That becoming that person starts now, in this moment. And that part of becoming this person is resting and allowing yourself to be still. When you're ready, blink your eyes open. and we'll come into our first restorative yoga pose. So go ahead and come off the towel, come off the block. Move them out of the way, but not too far because we'll come back to them. And if you only have 2 yoga blocks, we're going to take one of them at its medium height. We're going to take one of them at its highest height. And we're going to take the bolster and we're going to lie it across these blocks. And then we're going to take the blanket and we're going to rest it on the bolster near the top to create a little pillow. And then go ahead and move yourself in front of your little bolster stack. If you've got that extra block or maybe a small pillow, you can place that between your hips on its lowest setting. So you've got the bolster behind you, the block underneath your hips, between your feet, and go ahead and take that towel and place it back underneath the knees. So our first pose is going to be reclined hero. So once you've got your setup, you're just going to go ahead and walk your hands back until you're able to just recline on your bolster. Let your hands rest open at your side and allow your eyes to close. And we'll be here for a few minutes. really slowly begin to press yourself up, bringing yourself back upright, blinking the eyes open. And you can rest your hands back in your lap. Just pausing and noticing what you feel. And then go ahead and move your props out of the way. You could move all of them or just some of them. And we're going to come into constructive rest, also known as half corpse pose. So you're just going to lay down on your back and let the knees fall in together. Just sensing your body resting here. And then slowly bring yourself upright, and we'll come into our next pose. We're going to come into supported child's pose. So go ahead and move your blanket, take your bolster off of its blocks. And we're just going to let the bolster lie on the mat. And I am going to take one block, and I'm going to place it back underneath my hips. So my knees are nice and wide. I've gone ahead and I've pulled that bolster up in between my knees. I'm sitting up high on this block, and then I'm just going to walk my body forward until my torso is draped across the bolster. And we're going to start by bringing the left cheek down on the bolster, and about halfway through, I'll have you switch to the right side. So go ahead and settle your head down. Left cheek resting on the bolster. And once you get there, go ahead and walk your hands out a little bit so that you're not tempted to hold yourself up with your arms. Then fully allow your eyes to close and let your body soften. Go ahead and turn your head so that you're resting on the right cheek. And then slowly and with as little effort as possible, go ahead and lift yourself up off the bolster, bringing yourself back upright. Pausing there for a moment or two. And then go ahead and move the bolster and the block out of the way. And again, come to lie on your back in constructive rest. Good. Go ahead and slowly bring yourself back upright. And we're going to come into our final pose of today's practice, Savasana. For this setup, go ahead and take your 2 blocks and we're going to place them underneath the bolster just to kind of create a little bit of lift. So I've just got mine on the lowest height, and then I'm just letting my bolster just kind of angle over them. And then the other block I'm going to set off to the side. I'm going to take my towel and I'm going to roll it up so that it can go underneath my neck. And I'm going to go ahead and open up my blanket so it can lie across my body. So once you've got everything lined up how you like it, go ahead and lie on your back. The bolster is going to go right underneath the knees, and your feet are just going to kind of hang or dangle, or maybe they touch the ground. Blanket is going to go across the legs, making sure it's over the feet. You might choose to kind of tuck yourself in a little bit, wrapping up your legs. And then go ahead and lie back. Then you can do anything you need to move that rolled towel underneath the neck. And then once you're settled, pull the rest of the blankets up over you. And you can rest the hands down on your belly, or you could rest them down by your side. You could even tuck them underneath the blanket if you're cold. I'm just going to draw my hands into my sweatshirt. And then wherever you are, allow your body to soften and relax. Allow your eyes to close. Allow your legs to surrender into the bolster, your neck to surrender into the towel roll. Allow your eyes to surrender under the weight of your eyelids. And allow your body to be warm and cocooned under the blanket. I'll leave you now to enjoy this Savasana practice in silence. Begin to awaken from your Savasana slumber by wiggling through your fingers and your toes. Perhaps you take a full breath in through the nose and open mouth, sigh it out. Another full breath in and sigh out. One more full breath in and sigh to release. Slowly move yourself onto your favorite side. Pausing there for just a moment. And when you're ready, blink the eyes open and draw yourself up into a comfortable seat. Rest your hands down on your lap with the palms facing up. Taking a breath in to arrive. And then draw your hands together in front of the heart. Thank you again for practicing yoga with me today. I hope you feel rested and rejuvenated, ready to tackle your aspirations. Namaste.